What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news, and before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, of course, we have plenty of news in this video, as well as a couple exclusive details for you guys. Now, as for the highlights from Jordan Brand, there's been images going around of the Air Jordan 3 Pure Money, people saying it's a first look, but is it really? We also have a first look at the Undefeated Air Jordan 4. Now, there's a lot more from Jordan Brand, but more importantly, the highlights really come from Nike in my opinion. As for exclusive details, I can confirm that the Nike Air Foamposite Pro University Blue will return in 2026. As well, the Kobe 6 Protro All-Star 3D Hollywood will return in 2026. Also, there's a lot more news from Nike in this video. And now, let's jump into the news. We have another original colorway from the Nike KD4 line set to return during the holiday 2025 season, and the next pair we have to look forward to is the Texas Longhorns. Now, this pair initially dropped back in 2012, and the images that are shown are the 2012 pair. Now, the 2025 release will feature a desert orange and white colorway. As most of you know, KD played for the Texas Longhorns. He had a short stint with the team until moving on to the NBA. And as you can see, the shoes feature orange throughout. They also feature white detailing. It kind of looks aged in this image. Now, a feature about this shoe that I do like is that we have the Texas Longhorns branding on the tongues. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the 2025 pair will feature that. It should. I hope it does. But you never know with Nike. Now, as for a specific release date, unfortunately, we don't have one, but they're set to return holiday 2025, which means a release will take place between October and December. Also, the retail price will be $130. This is definitely a pair that I'm happy to hear that is returning, and it's the Nike Air Griffey Max 1 Freshwater. So, for those who don't know, this is an original colorway, first dropped in 1996. However, the last time they dropped was in 2021. Now, the 2025 pair, the colorway is a little bit different. It features a black, multicolor, freshwater, white, varsity red, and metallic silver colorway. Now, the different part is the multicolor added. I don't believe the previous pair had that. I could be wrong on it, though. Now, there's a white pair known as Freshwater, and we have this pair. It's sometimes referred to as the black Freshwater pair. This is my favorite amongst the two. I think this is the cleanest one. And unfortunately, again, we don't have a specific release date, but they're expected to return during the holiday 2025 season. And the retail price should be $170, although they could have bumped the price up a bit. Also, the retail price in grade school sizes will be $130. It's nice to see all these colorways of the Air Max 95 releasing in 2025, specifically OG colorways. Now, we do have an OG colorway set to return, and it's the Nike Air Max 95 OG, known as Black Border. Now, as most of you know, the initial run of the Air Max 95 took place in 1995, hence the name. But this particular pair dropped in 1996. I do believe a handful of pairs also dropped in 96 as well. And to my knowledge, this is the first time that they're going to return. I could be wrong on that. So for anybody who really knows about the Air Max 95, let me know if that's correct or not down in the comment section below. But the 2025 pair will feature a white, hyper jade, black, and metallic silver colorway. Now, they're nicknamed Black Border due to the overlays. There's two sections, which is done in black, and that wraps the entire shoes. Now, this pair looks pretty beat up. This is an OG pair. Obviously, age hasn't done this pair well. You can see the midsole is all cracked, everything like that. The 2025 pair will not be like that, trust me. But what you can't tell is that within the Air unit, there will be Hyper Jade. So the same Hyper Jade that fills in the tongue and the swoosh, that will be within the Air Max unit. Other than that, they'll feature a white midsole and a black rubber outsole. Now, in this video, there's a lot of shoes that do not have specific release dates. We just kind of have time frames. For this one, they're expected to return during fall 2025, and the retail price should be $180. Now, Fall 2025 releases take place between July and September from Nike and Jordan brand. So it looks like Caitlin Clark will have a couple PEs release of the Nike Kobe line. One of those is the Kobe 5. This pair is known as Indiana Fever. Now this will be part of the Protro line. And all we have is the image of her wearing the shoes, which she did, I believe, during the postseason. Now this pair features a midnight navy and bright crimson colorway. And I know a lot of people have been asking and wondering if Caitlin Clark's PEs are going to be released. Two pairs, it looks like for sure. Well, I shouldn't say for sure, but it seems highly likely. You never know, sometimes things can change, but this pair I like better of the two. And as you can see, it comes dressed in the Indiana Fever colors. So we have midnight navy on the upper, and then we have bright crimson and gold with a gradient finish that outlines the swoosh, lands on the heel, and the tongue. Bright crimson also lands on the laces. Now, I don't know if her pair will actually feature her number on the shoes or her name or anything like that, or if it's just the colorway that she wore, which was an exclusive to her at one point. So those details remain unknown at this point. Now, as for the release date, they're currently expected to drop on June 1st. I don't think that date is 100% locked in though. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped either before or after that. And the retail price will be $190. Now, the second Caitlin Clark PE to release is the Nike Kobe 6 Protro. This pair is being called Light Armory Blue. Now, I do know there's a pair of Air Force Ones, Kobe Air Force Ones in Light Armory Blue that will return. They're actually labeled a Protro. So the Air Force One line doesn't typically come with the Protro name to it, but Kobe's will start. And I'm not sure if I shared this bit of information in a previous video, but I believe there are talks that Nike is going to start its own Kobe line, kind of like what they did with Jordan. So it'll just be known as Kobe and it'll have a whole line of stuff. And yeah, I think that's really dope if that does pan out, but that's really early info here. And of course, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So giving you the heads up, if you do hear that down the line, you heard it here first. Now the official colorway on these is Light Armory Blue, White, and Baltic Blue. Now, as you can see, this pair features a light shade of blue on the upper. It almost looks purple. And then a more vibrant shade of blue hits the swoosh. White leather lands on the heel, and then on the heel counter, we also have blue, which appears to be somewhat translucent. Other details includes a white midsole and a matching rubber outsole. Now, we do have a few different angles for this pair. It doesn't appear that there's any particular branding specifically connecting to Caitlin Clark, like her number or her name or anything like that. It could land on the insoles, but I'm sure Nike will tie the shoes into Caitlin Clark. She is a name that's talked about quite a bit, as well as Angel Reese. They've been trying to put those two at each other for a while. But as for a release date, now again, this date isn't 100% confirmed, but the rumor is October 1st. And the retail price will be $190. Holiday 2025 is looking pretty stacked from Nike. A lot of people do look forward to Jordan releases, and I get that, I do as well. But as of late, I've really been looking forward to a lot of stuff from Nike. Now, one of the shoes that we'll be releasing is Jason Kidd's Nike Air Flightposite Eggplant PE. Now, the colorway on this pair will be multicolor in midnight navy. And Jason Kidd wore this pair during the 2000 NBA All-Star Game. Now, it isn't known, and more than likely, I don't expect this pair to feature any special details connected to Jason Kidd. For example, the PE features his number 32 on the tongue overlay and his name on the heel pull tabs. More than likely, it won't feature that. I would be shocked if it did, and I would be happy if it did as well. But the shoes will feature an eggplant-like shade across the Foamposite upper. The colors will also shift on it a little bit. Silver will be placed on the midfoot plate, as well as some of the other branding throughout. And then we have black on the upper, across the shroud, liner, and the rubber outsole. I love the fact that the Air Flightposite has returned, but I really hope that Nike starts to listen to the people and fix the medial midsole, because that just looks horrible in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like it. For me, it has stopped me from buying pairs. The only pair that I'm willing to buy is the OG metallic gold or the greenish pair. I missed out at retail. Eventually, I do plan on picking those up, but not at resale. Anyways, for this shoe, they're expected to drop holiday 2025, and the retail price will be $240. I'm sure most of you know this, but Limosine Skateboards is connecting with Nike SB to drop a special pair of the Nike SB Dunk Low. Now, what is shown is a mock-up, and this mock-up is based off of a teaser photo that was shared sometime back, not too long ago. I'll include the teaser image as well. Now, why I'm talking about them again is that we have a potential release date, but before I go to that, let me go over the shoes. They feature a dark pony, black, silver, white, rage green, and hyper royal colorway. Now, from the teaser image, the shoes will feature a basketball texture across the upper, which has a lot of potential in my opinion. I actually kind of like the look. Now, it also looks like they have like a glossy overlay to it. The swoosh is also kind of shiny. They'll also feature Limosine branding on the lateral side. Now, around the heel, it'll also read something else. I can't make it out in this image, well, not the teaser photo. And then it looks like they'll come with 3 sets of laces. So we'll have black, orange, and green. So the more important part is the release date. The shoes are expected to drop on June 19th. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be at skate shops or on the sneakers app, because typically they drop at skate shops first and then on the sneakers app. But it looks like around June 19th, we'll have both releases. So maybe a couple days later, they'll drop on the sneakers app. Also, the retail price will be $125. For the holiday 2025 season, Nike SB will drop the Dunk Low Krampus. Now, some people were reporting that this was a Halloween shoe, but in fact, it's not. Krampus is part of mythical folklore, and he is a horned demonic figure from Central European folklore who punishes naughty children during Christmas, unlike St. Nicholas, who rewards the good. I read that from Google. Also, popular in Austria and Germany, Krampusnacht, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure, is celebrated on December 5th and features costume parades where people playfully scare onlookers. So back in 2012, Nike SB dropped the SB Dunk High, which was designed by Sean Cliver. This pair will feature a dark smoke gray, campfire orange, and black colorway. Now, as you can see, the upper features cracked leather details throughout, and then on the edgings, we could see a bit of orange. So it's very possible that the upper on the shoe could wear away, although that part isn't confirmed. Now, the cracked detailing is also used on the midsole. The tongue will have a woven finish in black. Black also hits the laces, liner, and then red hits the Nike SB branding on the tongues. Now, on the inside of the tongues, we have a label which reads, "Not Surprised." And the insoles have kind of like a demonic figure on them with a unique design featuring black, red, and white. I think these are dope. I like them. Definitely going to try to pick them up. Now, as for a specific release date, again, we don't have one, but they're expected to drop during the holiday 2025 season, and the retail price will be $125. This is a collaboration that I didn't expect, but Yu-Gi-Oh! And Nike will collaborate on a collection in 2025. No images of the collection has leaked as of yet, but the collection will feature 2 pairs of sneakers and some apparel. Now, growing up, I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I know really nothing about it. I watched Pokemon. But in the series, there's a character known as Joey Wheeler. I believe that's how you pronounced it. And he wore a pair of neon Air Max 95s. So the Air Muscle is going to be based off of that shoe. Now, currently, I don't know if it's going just to be the Air Max 95 and kind of create it to resemble the pair that he wore, or if they're just going to separate the model entirely and just drop something different. Either way, I'm very interested to see a first look at the collaboration. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Has worked with Adidas in the past, and this will be the first time collaborating with Nike, but the first pair features a white, wolf gray, dark smoke gray, and cool gray colorway. The second pair comes dressed in psychic blue, mystic navy, stone blue, and volt. Now, I do wish they did the neon version, since I believe that is the pair that he wore. At least that's what I saw when I Googled it. It's also the smaller image that you'll see on the screen in the top left. Now, as for the apparel, they're also going to drop the Nike Destroyer jacket. That will come dressed in blue void and off-white. And the retail price on that will be $200, which I feel is a bit low because I've swear that the Destroyer jacket cost a lot more than that, but I could be wrong. Also releasing is the Solo Swoosh t-shirt in black and white. So 2 different shirts, one in black and one in white. And the retail price will be $35 each. Now, as for the sneakers, those will cost a bit more. Actually the same as the jacket, apparently. And the retail price for that will be $200 each. Now, as for the release date, unfortunately, again, we don't have one. But the 2 are expected to drop during fall 2025, which means a release will take place between July and September. And let me know your thoughts on this upcoming collaboration. I'm sure some of you guys watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up. Maybe you collect the cards, or I don't know if they have any games or not. But I'm sure if you're a fan, you'll definitely appreciate this collab. I knew it would be hard to follow up my previous video as far as leaks go. I just dropped a bunch of spring 2026 Air Jordan releases, stuff everybody can look forward to, and I'm going to have some more coming soon. But we're going to move to the Nike side and talk about some spring 2026 releases. One of those will be the Nike Kobe 6 All-Star 3D Hollywood. So yes, those will be returning. I'm excited about it. I never owned them. I think they're a dope shoe. Now, some of you may know this. This pair originally released in 2011. In 2011, we saw 3 pairs released for All-Star Weekend. We have the All-Star 3D Hollywood, which is shown. Also released is the East LA pair, and then we saw the Challenge Red pair release. The East LA pair I like a lot as well, but the 2026 pair will feature a dark gray, chlorine blue, and daring red colorway. Now, the shoes come in a mismatched theme, which represented the East and the West, and the game was played in LA. Now, the 3D nickname is due to the upper, which, as you can see, it looks like it's 3D reptile-like print throughout, which is really dope. Now, although I don't have 100% confirmation on this, more than likely these are going to drop in February. Spring 2026 releases take place between January and March, and since this is an all-star pair, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them debut in February. Also, the retail price on these should be $190, but I don't have 100% confirmation on that. Out of all the information in this video, I think I'm the most excited for this bit of news, and I was shocked to hear it, honestly. But in spring 2026, Nike is finally releasing the Nike Air Foamposite Pro University Blue. This pair has never retroed, and it's one of those shoes that a lot of people want to see return, and this is my favorite Foamposite Pro release. I think it's really dope. Definitely my favorite of the Pro line. I don't know about that. Actually, let me take that back. I'm going to be honest. I think the Pearl is my number 1. These are number 2, but a close number 2. Either way, I'm really excited that they're returning. Now, the Foamposite Pro originally dropped in 1997. However, this colorway dropped in 2003. It's crazy the resale prices that this pair goes for nowadays. Granted, it's over 20 years old, so you're not going to find them just anywhere. But what I really like about the shoe is the University Blue that's used on the Foamposite shell. And look at the swoosh. It's a lot larger. You can expect a larger swoosh on the upcoming Foamposite Pro releases. They also feature white leather up top, white on the rubber outsole. That might be the biggest flaw. I don't like white on the outsole, but this shoe is just so nice, I'll look past it. They're going to feature penny branding on the tongues, Foamposite written down the heel pull tabs, stripes on the tongue pull tabs. But yes, this is another dope spring 2026 release. I'm so happy that Nike is finally dropping really good colorways of the Foamposite Pro. I felt like Nike never really showed a lot of love to the Pro. It was more so just the Foamposite 1. But that, of course, is changing this year and next year. Now, as for a specific release date, unfortunately, I don't have one. But spring 2026 is when they're expected to drop, which means the release will take place between January and March. Also, the retail price should be $230, although that isn't 100% confirmed. Moving on to Jordan Brand, and new images popped up of the Air Jordan 1 High OG UNC Reimagined. But also with these images, we have a first look at the packaging. So I talked about this in a previous video, and the packaging will resemble that of the lost and found Air Jordan 1, but it's flipped. So the box itself will be in orange and white, and then the lid will be in black and red. They do this because back in the day, for some reason, Jordan 1 boxes, the lid would always be missing. I own a pair of OG ones from 85 and I don't have a lid. It's really weird. I'm still trying to track down a lid for them so I can just be completed with it. But overall, these look really good in my opinion. They do have an aged makeover. I know some people don't like that, but I think on this shoe, for me, it's really dope. They come with the OG UNC color blocking that is an original colorway from 85. Actually, they could have dropped in 86 because there were some Jordan 1s that dropped in 85 and 86. But the overall look also resembles that of the Lost and Found ones. So we have cracked detailing on the base, done in white. That also lands on the collar. The midsole will have cell, so again, an aged look. And then the outsole looks oxidized, like it's been sitting in a box or in a closet for years. These are dope. I'm excited about the release. But as for the release info, they're going to drop on May 10th, and the retail price will be $180. When I initially heard that the Air Jordan 12 Melo was returning in 2025, I was really excited. I did own the original pair, I no longer do, but I always thought it was just a clean colorway, great for summer. And the reason why I'm talking about them again is that we received additional photos. So this isn't a first look. Product shots of the shoe leaked a couple months back, but it does give us a few different angles so we can enjoy. I will say that the shape on these do look a bit better in comparison to the product shots that we saw. The product shots looked really bad. It looked wonky. Now, this doesn't look perfect as well, but I'm much more happy with this look compared to the product shots. But this pair originally dropped in 2004. The pair is nicknamed Melo due to the fact that Carmelo Anthony was signed to the Denver Nuggets, also signed to Jordan Brand, and he wore a PE version of this shoe on court. Now in 2016, they dropped a very similar version, but that pair had gold on the eyelets instead of metallic silver, and it was also a grade school exclusive. So with these new images, just wanted to share them and get your thoughts on them down below if you plan on picking them up or passing. And they're currently scheduled to drop on May 17th. The retail price will be $200. In this video, I'm going to talk about not only my number 1 Air Jordan release in 2025, but my number 2. And the Air Jordan 14 Ferrari is my number 2. Now, product shots did leak, giving us a better look, and this is thanks to GOAT. And overall, these got me really excited because, unfortunately, I missed out on the initial drop. While this isn't an OG colorway, they first dropped in 2014. Now, Jordan Brand initially released them in Chicago first, and then a wider release took place. And the Ferrari release sparked other Air Jordan 14s inspired by the Ferrari. We had the Black Ferrari, Reverse Ferrari, and I believe that's it. I might be forgetting one. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's it. Now, the shoes will feature a challenge red, black, vibrant yellow, and anthracite colorway. Now, I will say the red suede used on the upper looks good in my opinion. I also like the carbon fiber details on the midsole. And then, of course, we have some yellow accents connecting to the Ferrari. Well, all the details really connect to the Ferrari. But yeah, this is a must pick up. Number 2 for 2025 for me. Now, as for the release date, they are currently scheduled to drop on June 11th. The retail price in adult sizing is $210, and they will drop in grade school sizes, but I don't have the retail price for that as of yet. Now, just want to give you guys a heads up, they are going to produce less pairs of this shoe in comparison to other Air Jordans. That's what they typically do with the Air Jordan 14. They do it with the Air Jordan 9 as well. So these aren't going to sit. I'm not just saying that because I really like the shoes and the 14 is my favorite model, but just looking at past 14 releases, they typically don't sit, not for long at least, and this is definitely a popular colorway. On-feed images just popped up of the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red with the black tongue. Now, this is my number 1 release for 2025, from Jordan Brand that is. Definitely a must pick up. Now, I will say the shape is looking a bit better on this pair in comparison to the other photos that have been going around. I'm still not 100% sure if this pair is authentic. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I heard from sources they are, but it still doesn't look right to me in comparison to other Air Jordan 5s that we've seen. For example, the black metallic Reimagined, the Great Fives, the toe box looks a bit off. It could just be the images, how they're taken, even the angles. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing and I'm just completely wrong. Either way, let me know down below. But I will say the 23 font looks good. This is what we can expect. I'm really happy that the OG Fire Red pair will have the 23 OG font. Definitely what is needed for this shoe. Now, I will say on the other images, it looked like the shoe almost had tumbled leather. So that's also another indicator that I thought it was off. This doesn't have that. Now, yes, there are manufacturing errors and things like that that could happen, and that could have happened with that particular shoe. Either way, we have the images to look at. We have something to look forward to, but I definitely would not buy this pair this early because the release date is September 13th. So that's definitely a while to go until these drop, because these, how they're obtained, typically is stolen out of the factories in some cases. And yes, that happens a handful of times. But what also happens is that some of these people who do sell shoes early, and I mean this early, they do a bait and switch. So definitely hold off on buying. But as for the release date, like I mentioned, September 13th is the day they're going to drop, and the retail price will be $210. Again, from what I was told, this is a real first look at the Undefeated Air Jordan 4. Now, from this pair, the shape is off, and I don't mean it because of it doesn't look like the Air Jordan 4, but this is definitely one of those shoes that was taken from the factory. Typically, what happens is they smuggle them out. You can see a lot of creases in different areas around the heel. There's a big crease on the toe. There's some creases, so it makes the overall shape of them look off. Also, in one of the images, you're going to see a shot of the heel, and it looks really wide. So I believe this is a different photo that was taken of a pair that wasn't even put together. You can kind of tell that in some of the other images as well. But we also have a shot of the tongue, which does feature a removable tongue patch. Underneath it, it reads Jordan Rare Air. They'll also come with a Undefeated hang tag with an orange Jumpman. And this is the Nike Air version, obviously. There's going to be a Jumpman version released as well. Now, what I'm hearing is they're going to do some sort of regional release. I'm not sure how it's actually going to be distributed, if it's just going to drop at Undefeated, so LA only, for the Jumpman pair, and then Nike Air at additional retailers, or vice versa. But as you know, this will be a limited drop, whether it be the Nike Air version or the Jumpman. But I'm definitely happy these are releasing. It's a nice way to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the shoe. As many of you know, they initially dropped in 2005. Very limited, only at Undefeated. And Undefeated is actually the first boutique that Jordan Brand collaborated with. So it's kind of special. Now, a lot of people have the release date for June 21st. However, I've heard that they have been delayed until July. And the retail price will be $225 each. So I'm sure that you guys saw images going around of the Air Jordan 3 Pure Money, the 2025 pair, allegedly. Now, in this video, I will not be showing the images because, again, those are 100% fake. I know this for sure. This is my opinion, and I'm going to say allegedly just to cover myself, but I'm quite positive they are. Not only is the individual known for showing fakes and presenting them as real, I got no problems if people buy fake shoes, not at all, but I have an issue if you're saying they're authentic or selling them as authentic and they're not, and you knowing that. So I'm definitely not going to show the images in the video, but I'm going to talk about the shoes. And interesting enough, on the pair that this individual showed, he pulled back the heel tab and it actually reads Pure on it. The font is really wonky on his Pure. The overall shape of the shoes are wonky as well. The elephant print is off, but I do find it interesting that the Black Cat 3s didn't have Black Cat branding on them, but the Pure Money will have Pure and the money sign on it. Either way, if they do, that's dope. I haven't heard. I kind of assumed, and again, I didn't confirm this or not, that they wouldn't have it because of the Black Cat 3s not having it. Now, for some people, this might not mean anything or you don't care about it, but a lot of people who had the OG pair or was around during that time and know about this shoe kind of appreciate it. I know I do, and since we're paying more for these sneakers, they might as well add in these little details that were used on the original release. Now, although this isn't an OG colorway, they first dropped in 2007. Actually, that was the only time they dropped, but Jordan Brand did release a similar pair in 2018 known as Triple White or Pure White. Now, for this one, they're going to drop on July 5th, so right in the middle of summer, which is probably the best time to release this shoe since it's pretty much all white. And the retail price will be $200. So let me know your thoughts on the Air Jordan 3 Pure Money. Do you plan on picking a pair up or passing? And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, I have one more video to drop this week, which it looks like it's going to be on Saturday, and that is going to be the April 2025 Air Jordan and Nike release dates video. Also, tomorrow, I should be dropping a short. I got to get these shorts out. They're starting to pile up. I've been a lot more focused on doing articles and getting things prepared for this release dates video because I really tried to cover like everything from Nike and Jordan Brand. I know I don't get it all, but I try my best, and I just don't want to cover the hype stuff, but I want to cover pretty much everything dropping in the month of April, or any month for that matter. But for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.